All right, guys, I'm just going to dive straight in. So I think you guys said you can probably hear me good. My headset finally went out with the little plug for the USB got bent inside of it. So I can hear you guys, but just let you guys know if you can't hear me, let me know and I'll speak up a little louder until I get my new headset. Okay. Try to go a little bit more advanced this week now that you guys are, most everybody here is sophisticated. So we're calling it, so we've been associates for a while. Now I'm calling it, since it's an ecosystem, we're calling it residents and citizens of the community. So it's kind of something I came up with just to kind of give it kind of respect, and the associates and then the residents and citizens will be all the people that come on for subscriptions and stuff. So tonight we're going to keep it like we're talking about intelligence and conversational memory. Gwen's on real quick. Let me slow down for just a second. Make sure she can. Okay, hey Gwen, what's up? We just started, so you're just in time. Like I'm at step one. So intelligence and conversational memory. It's how it learns from you over time, and it has to work with RCIC and GPT-5 together, building a compounding advantage. And I always forget what SAS means. Liz Puller and Guru can touch. So we're talking about agent mode. So you guys get on here, I don't know if you've experienced it all, but if you go down to Plus, you got agent mode. Like I got 39 more agents I can deploy myself. That doesn't mean that you can't still deploy them like I was showing you guys last week, but it's a lot effective if you go into agent mode and set up agent mode and you set up your agents, like your lead generation and your skip tracing and all that. So you want to use agent mode as much as possible. Now keep in mind, if you ever use deep research, you're going to be sitting there for like 2 hours. And then create image and connected apps. This is also the connected apps is like study and learn. They got web search. Canvas is basically, it's kind of like showing a big screen, like if you're going to do any kind of design stuff. And then you can connect Google Drive, OneDrive, and SharePoint. There's some other apps just to kind of go over and show you guys some stuff. But what agent mode really is, and how associates and residents can activate agents to handle sourcing, underwriting, deal packaging, even compliance handoffs. So you set up handoffs between agents so your workflow is seamless. It's 24/7, 365. They're working for you around the clock. But you have to direct them. You have to give them pretty much the exact. Like if you're going to markets, let's say you're in 80439 and 80401 and 80433, which are the 3 zip codes around me. If I'm going in theirs, you want to be specific to those zip codes, but do give them some discretion. They could go at, like that's Evergreen, Golden, where Coors is, Golden, and then Conifer, which is a town next to ours. But I also put in these smaller towns of Kittredge, Idledale, Indian Hills, and Pine Junction. There's actually 2 pines. If I put those in, I got pretty much a wide net of searches just in my area. So you can have your primary be like 80439, which is Evergreen, and maybe Golden, because there's some areas up in Golden that are up close to Evergreen. Not most of Golden's in the flatlands where Coors is. But so you want to be kind of specific on your territories when you're setting up everything you do and what you're exactly looking for. Because if you put in exactly what you're looking for, I'm looking for multifamily, you're looking for this price, purchase price, this range. Nothing, put in what your limits are, your hard limits and your soft limits, and put in your requirements. And you're never gonna get a bad deal sent to you, a deal that you don't want to do. That's the beauty of this. Unlike all the lists and all the gurus and all that stuff, they're like, hey, I'll send you 1,000 or whatever. And then, after you skip trace, it might get down to 30. And then after that, it might get down to 5 or 6 that are doable. Well, here, you're never going to see a bad deal. And you can set up handoffs. You can have the lead generation do its thing, hand off to the skip tracing, hand off to ARV and comps, hand off to check with daisy chain sector. You can then hand it off to rehab estimator, and then go right to have it plug right into overnight deal engine, then do your offers, then your offer blaster, and your lender match. You can go right to that list, matter of fact, and have all your agents work together. It's pretty cool that way. So obviously embedding your business DNA. We talked about that, building your buy box, establishing your markets. A lot of you guys are doing that, and everybody in here now has probably done that. First week is 20 steps. I made a list of 20 steps. I can post that in the group. Most of you are already doing it. Well, you're probably pretty far ahead. You and I know, let's see, James is probably pretty ahead and a few other people. So reactive versus predictive. So the big unlock, moving from chasing leads reactive to identifying sellers before they raise their hand, is predictive. So as you guys use, more and more, you get your agents set up and you use the tools, you build your toolboxes, which I did put that thing together about how to save your toolboxes and build them. Once you have all this done, it's eventually over 8 to 10, 12 sessions, it's going to learn you enough. It's going to match you. Your tone, your communication style, how you're typing into it, it's going to match it. It's going to start becoming predictive, which is it's going to really help. And then your toolboxes, how to assemble the 14 core tools, plus unlimited mix and match stacks for wholesalers, lenders, flippers, landlords, everything. So you can go in there and ask for the 14, have the 14 core tools, but also tell them, I would like to have the boxes. I'm doing short-term rentals, or you're doing storage, or maybe you're doing glamping, which is a really unique asset class. So tell them what toolboxes you want. And you can build as many as you want in different combinations, and you got 699 tools. So then obviously we want to get into Market Scout, daisy chain detector, and wholesaler finder. So we can process it live. If you guys want to, if you don't have anything ready tonight, let me know if you want to do it Wednesday. And then, or we can do it Thursday during the associate session. And then the schedule for this week is we won't meet next Monday. Probably not. Well, I think we'll meet next Wednesday, and we'll obviously have associates on Thursday. So we'll just take Labor Day off because we got a lot of stuff to do and get everybody up and running. So if anybody has any deals, we'll run them. So I'm going to go in agent mode deep dive real quick because I know you guys have all asked that. So the stuff you guys are asking, I'll get to right now. So it's like your special ops unit. Each agent is a trained operator with a clearly defined scope. So one might hunt wholesalers, another screens lenders, another runs Market Scout and drops you vetted submarkets, another is your transaction coordinator assistant. You set up as many of these agents as you want. You have unlimited as far as if you don't use the agent mode. If you use agent mode, then it gives you a limit like minus 39 right now. I can deploy up to 39 agents, which I'm going to put together for RCIC as a whole this week. By Labor Day Monday, by September 2nd, on Tuesday next week, we'll have 30. I'll deploy 39 agents doing different tasks to bring you guys resources. Instead of you running every command, agent mode lets these operators run autonomously inside your ecosystem while you oversee, approve, and redirect. So get all these, you get them, you build them, and then you release them, and then you get them to hand off to each other. So like I said, the lead gen will hand off to the skip trace. You can then, I would recommend running daisy chain detection after that, and then going into ARV comps, rehab, and then going into overnight deal engine. Let that put all your stuff together. So in the morning when you wake up or whatever, you can go in and you can do offer generator, offer blaster, lender matching, and then go to transaction coordination. And then pretty much that's really a lot of the key. But you can put other things together. You can put wholesaler finder, lender finder, find just more of your own wholesalers and lenders. That's perfectly cool. And then you can put in some sources. I put in like NPLA and AAPL, the National Private Lenders Association, which runs the Pitbull Conference, and AAPL, American Association of Private Lenders. I put in Scotsman's Guide. I put in Rock 360. I probably put in about 50 different websites. I actually was able to scan in literally the entire databases of lenders from AAPL, NPLA, and Scotsman Guide, and they vet. They have to pass a background check and be vetted to be on any of those databases. So I think I added something like 300 something lenders 2 weeks ago that come up, and it's pretty cool. Like on Friday, I was doing that demo, Brandon, for Effie, and I showed her, and it came up. Printed like 5 lenders came up. It has a lender name, the contact person with the lender, their email address, their phone number, and it had like a tear sheet of their of the programs that they had, and it was awesome. It was 5 of them. So basically how agents work. So activation, you tell RCIC, deploy wholesaler finder agent for Denver Metro. That triggers the trained workflow, sourcing, filtering, verifying, and ranking. And it's going to give a score. So like when we did the lender match on Friday, Like one lender was 92%, that it was a 92% match for that deal that I put in. Obviously, I put in I put in a test deal, and then it had like the second one's like 89%. It'll tell you the percentage of that deal closing. And so autonomy, the agent executes steps you'd normally burn hours on, data pulls, cross checks, daisy chain detection, fit scoring. Like I said, if it shows like 90%, you're going to be really happy because those deals are going to close. Memory link, every run is logged. GPT-5 learns your preferences, buy box, red flags, deals terms, next run equals shopper results. And you got handoff, agents can pass results to other agents. Wholesaler finder, market scout, TC intake, without you micromanaging. So you can use them, full deployment rights. Associates can deploy within their scope and share results back into RCIC, which helps everybody, but nobody sees your deals, but it actually can, the results will help build the whole system. And then residents, citizens, which will be the subscribers, you guys are associates. Consumer facing simplified agents, home base for insurance, lenders, repairs, things like that for home base. And then this hierarchy ensures data security and compliance. Associates can't just dump raw intel outside the ecosystem. If you obviously download, get the PDFs and words, you can, but realistically, nobody can share data. It's awesome. It's 100% secure. So the first moves, you guys already had of this. I'm just going to go over it for the video. If you're onboarding and want to tap agent mode today, embed your DNA, your buy box and market setup. Deploy 1 to 2 core agents first. A market scout, so you know your battlefield. Wholesaler finder, find your connectors. Find your lenders, find the people that you're going to want to do deals with. Let them do it. Review their outputs, approve, disapprove. Let GPT-5 lock in your preferences. Once you trust the rhythm, chain agents together. Example, wholesaler finder, then the daisy chain detector, then offer generator, then TC intake. You can put, there's a few in the middle that you probably need. You need ARV and comps and, rehab and stuff, but that generally gives you a pretty good idea that you can actually chain all these together. You could have 30, 40, 50 agents chained together. They do all the work, all the workflows for you. And you just have to program it and then make the decision, yes or no. Really, it comes down to that at that point. Strategic edge, this is what flips RCIC from a toolbox into automation. No other CRM marketplace or SaaS lets you run actual agents that learn you, chain together, and deploy at scale. So you're not buying a tool, you're commanding an army. Yes, I'm going to have it. And then a second list of for week 2. I'm trying to break it, just so you guys know. I'm trying to stress test it. Like a lot of things that I'm doing now at this point are stress testing. So you got your core agent deployments, your foundation. You want market scout agent. Define your battlefield. It's going to identify your top zips, submarkets, counties. It's going to output your heat map. You can do a heat map in your top 10 zips ranked by likelihood of deals. Your buy box builder agent. Get your exact deal criteria. It teaches GPT-5 what good versus trash looks like for you. So you're telling what the trash is. It learns more from no. It learns more from the trash. That's how it's going to dial in and give you exact results that you want. Output codified buy box with filters applied across all future agents. Wholesaler finder agent locates active wholesalers in your target markets. Verified, not daisy chainers. Sources from RIAs, deal boards, public filings, referrals. Your output, your top 25 vetted wholesalers with contact pack. Then you get your daisy chain detector agent. Screens wholesalers, lenders, or posted deals. Cuts out middlemen, flags double dips, verifies equitable interest. Your output pass fail report per deal connector. Numbers don't lie agent. Run it, set it up called the numbers don't lie agent. Runs comps, rent rolls, and ARVs, ties into market scout plus buyback for the fit score. Output rank deals with projected returns. So week 1, and most of everybody here has passed week 1. Objective, clarity and filters, your markets, what you want and who's worth dealing with. Week 2, scale and flow. Now scale, go to execute your scale and your flow. Now that your foundation is built, time to track, stack your 8 agents for velocity. Offer agent. Drafts offers aligned with your buy box. Auto calculates MIO. Creative finance structures terms. Your output ready to send LOIs or contracts. Transaction coordinator intake engine. Captures deal details and organizes docs for TC handoff. Verifies compliance checkpoints. The output standardized TC packet plus timeline. Capital symmetry agent matches deal structure with funding sources, aligns terms to vetted private lenders inside RCIC. We got our lenders that are in the associates group. There's 12 of them. Output short list of funding options per deal. Then you get your predictive seller trigger agent. Actively scans data for high probability sellers before you list or call a wholesaler. Output lead list prioritized by urgency. Then you got your closing time agent. Yes. And then so this is for lenders, connectors. So I'm trying to get into some more advanced stuff this week too, but I want to start running out deals through it. Okay, so you got your 14-day. And I'm not gonna, I just went through all this stuff, so I'm gonna kind of, but you got your specialized tracks for lenders. Lenders aren't chasing deals, they're screening borrowers and capital safely. So you can do agents, you can deploy. So this goes for like Troy and Glenn and a few all the lenders. Lender intake engine profiles borrowers, track record deal structure. Capital symmetry agent matches their lending appetite to write deals. Right risk guard agent flags compliance regulatory gaps. You got the lender vault, 901 vetted lenders and 1,762 funding sources. That's going to go up about a 300 with what I just added. Compliance overlays, Reg D, 506B and C, and state usury rules. Obviously, I know, Jesse, you're having those conversations with Paul about your 506, about your capital raise. For connectors, the bloodstream of RCIC, moving deals, intros, and capital. So that'd be like, a few other people. Glenn, you're doing all the connector. Troy, I know Ari, a few other people are doing a lot of connecting. Connector pack builder agent. And so if you don't remember all these, then like I said, I'll have the PDF and then I'll give you the PDF and you can go in and start, pulling these out and pick what agents you need to deploy for if that's what you're doing. Obviously, daisy chain detector agent, smart trace agent. These two everybody needs, daisy chain and smart trace. Not just connectors and lenders and stuff. Connector playbook. I actually worked on one, step-by-step how to package and present deals. Then you got referral split structures. This is the split structure that we have with everybody on revenue sharing. Once we reach a certain threshold, 33% will go to associates and 34% to our business expenses. And then Paul and Justin and I split up 33% for 11 each. So that's kind of our split on the whole thing, including private money brokers. This is the bridge role, part lender, part connector, part strategist. Agents deploy capital symmetry agent, lender intake agent, daisy chain detector agent, closing time agent, private money authority toolkit, broker compliance docs, intake forms, vault access, vendor letter list, and borrower match system. And I did ask it to go through the list and identify lenders that have broker programs. If anybody's interested in brokering and earning, even connecting, capital connector guide. And then the takeaway, week 1 and 2 foundation exists flow and custom track by role. So lenders, connectors, and brokers aren't just using agents, they're using the right ones for their lane. Yes. And yeah. So I'm trying to get the PDFs and words now. I'll post those in the group later. Yep. Bolton. Yes. So there's a lot of good stuff going on with, let me see. Yes. Yes. And then we'll talk about vaults for everyone because everyone needs a vault. Okay. Because I don't have this for me. That'll print out. But vault structure are one. So think of the vault as a Dropbox plus AI intelligence layer. Every resident, associate, lender, connector, and broker has their own lane, but it's all part of one ecosystem. So everybody will have the onboarding packets, your fast start kit, the 14-day agent plan, RCIC basics, and you got the toolkits, buy box builder, market scout toolbox builder, all the compliance resources, wholesaling laws, SEC Reg D summaries, learning center guides. We also have the lender vault, lender intake forms, profiles, capital symmetry worksheets, risk guard compliance sheets, private funding playbooks, and access to the 901 lenders, 1,760 sources, connector vault. We got a playbook. You got Smart Trace and Daisy Chain, connector pack templates, all the deal sheets, referral scripts, all the split models, private money broke. There's all the stuff for private money brokers and associates. The 4 RCIC core tools, fast start guide, trusted partner playbooks, revenue sharing, and ambassador docs. Home base vault has all the insurance, legal shield, credit, finance guides, vendor discounts, consumer tools, AI agents, repair cost estimator, insurance claim. So every vault has cover sheet, PDF doc packets, tool templates, embedded agents. You guys can make a lot of your own stuff on that. Yes, yes, and yes. So basically, you guys can just even set up your own Dropbox. We've already have it. Until you want to set up a Dropbox with your Dropbox has your vault and Airtable. If you do decide to go with Airtable, get the free version. You'll probably never need the paid version. And then, but your Dropbox, you just have to go and give it there's a share. It'll walk you through it too. It'll tell you how to connect it. So you can drop a lot of stuff like so you can put your documents in there. You don't want to put documents in our big vault. So all your own internal documents and things that you generate and things like that, you can put into your own Dropbox. And it'll help you with how to set up the folders and how to files and even how to do JSON. I forget what JSON actually stands for. How to even shorten links. It walks you through that, everything. You can build a pretty, and if you do reach a certain point, it'll ask, it's not open AI or GPT, but Dropbox would ask you to open the business one, which is like $12 a month. But if you ever need it, and by the time you need it, you guys will be making a ton of money. But yeah, just to show you guys that if you do want to look at Airtable, use Dropbox and Airtable, because Airtable you can automate, you can set like AI, you can have it work with all your agents, and you can have it then everything when the agents are returning stuff, they can actually put it in your Airtable and send it to you, and then or you can use Slack as well. Sometimes some people have seen Slack come up. I don't use Slack myself, but if you guys want to use Slack, it can actually also report directly to that. You guys know that it can't send anything out. It can't send emails. It can write all your emails, all your correspondence all day long. Does a really great job, but it can't send anything. And that's what they're going to leave that in place as to protect people. So obviously it doesn't ever go haywire and just start sending a bunch of random emails. So with this in place, every packet we produce can get the black gold cover sheet, jobs and vaults, and the master index services the map for everyone. So do you want me to generate the individual vault index sheets for each category? Yes. So it's actually getting pretty good. And we do actually have 3 people join home base over the weekend, which is good. I got so many. So you guys probably don't need that many. See, and then I'll do a zip, but I still like them individually. The zip I just file away in a separate place. That way I can post these if I need to. Anybody have any particular thing you're working on that you're getting stuck on? Because that would, we can work on that. If not tonight, just kind of make a list for Wednesday or Thursday. If you're going to be on one of those sessions, let me know ahead of time and I'll work it up and then we'll go over it. Other than that, I mean, we're probably going to have a short session. We're probably going to go about 5:45 my time. So tonight, unless anybody has any deals. Ideally, I'm trying to set these up to run in 3 hours. If people have deals, we'll go an hour on recording and like 2 hours off. Because I'd like to get to the point where everybody just starts working their deals. You're working on your deal on your computer, on your account. And I can be working on the bigger picture stuff, trying to check on tools and stuff. Okay. I'm gonna run real quick. Can you so I'm gonna run Market Scout for this area. Hey, Jesse, remember that fire that I told you guys about that had the helicopters flying like 2 years ago?
Yes.
This is the neighborhood that fire was almost took out these houses. There's like some $4 million houses. There's like a couple Broncos players and some Avalanche players and stuff that live in this neighborhood. So this is 80217. It's Littleton, Colorado. It's mostly like Deer Creek Canyon. Where it is, if you ever see a map in Denver, if you go for the southwest Denver, it's like, and it's actually goes in the mountains. Deer Creek Canyon runs all the way up to Morrison and Conifer, which connects with Evergreen, obviously. So it's a very affluent. This part is very affluent. Lockheed Aerospace has their plant. Their Lockheed, Colorado facility is like built in the. You can actually, it's built in the mountains. You can actually, literally, if you were able to ever have access to it. I used to have a friend that worked there for the fire brigade. You could actually watch like rockets being like driven down the street. It's pretty, and it's in a mountain. It's in a mountain area, like in a canyon around a mountain. They got their big buildings and stuff. Like you can't. There's buildings you can't go into with your phone. You have to put them in like a lockbox to put your phones in there because they do a lot of work for NASA and the DoD. So it's a very affluent community. So as of July 2025, they're up 6.9%. Another report shows a similar average 682,124 down 2.6. So you got two different Zillow, obviously, and everybody knows Zillow. So you kind of, maybe figure about 683, just kind of go in the middle. Mixed signals here, but trending higher per Redfin 6.9%. So obviously it's doing over 6% growth. So that's pretty good. The market heating activities, you can run this in any zip code. Put the zip code in, put the city and state and the county, and you'll get a very accurate report. So it talks about competition is fierce. They're 79 on a 0 to 100 scale, lush with demand. Homes usually get 2 offers and sell in less than 20 days. Zillow reports about 22 days to go pending, aligning closely, which is pretty good. Realtor.com conserves 317 active listings, averaging 56 days on market, suggesting some slower moving inventory too. So the county level context, median sales price 630,000, 2.9% decline from last year. So it's got some good information. It talks about niche outperformer, high demand, homes get multiple offers and move quickly. So it gives you this kind of detail. Yes. And narrow. Mm. Mm. To, and so now I'm going specifically, guys. I'm going and I actually am naming a road and saying to go within 1 mile. And you can go and you can put a specific neighborhood and let's see what the results are. Now it's going to ask me for what response I want. Sometimes this can take a second. It's thinking longer for a better answer because I gave it a little bit more direction. So don't, this is pretty good. It'll tell you what it's doing. So now it's coming up with predictive real estate triggers. So I'm going to use response 1 because I'm already liking what I'm seeing. You can kind of see when it's searching what it's doing. Now Redfin pages, Deer Creek Mesa. So I'm trying to narrow it down to 1 mile within Cubs Den Road, which is an area. There's like 3 or 4 houses on there. They're all like $2 or $3 million homes. So here you guys go. There's 90403 Cubs Den Drive. 9443, 9404. They're all off market, but so I'm going to go ahead down here. Yes. So I'm going to have a CSV delivered. Printed. I'm going to print that. I'm going to show that on the group and say that I want to. It's not quite done yet, though. It doesn't look like, so I can't trigger that yet. So like I said, it gives you a lot of good information. So it's pulling all those, it's not just pulling one, it's pulling Redfins, a couple of Redfins, a Realtor.com, a couple of Zillows. Deer Creek Mesa inventory is trackable on Realtor Redfin, uses as your live feed while the agent watches for catch withdrawals expireds inside the 1 mile ring. So distress and urgency, Chester County Public Trustee posts notices of elections and demand and weekly auction lists. Subscribe and filter for 80127, cross match against Deer Creek Mesa, which are streets Elkhorn, Buckhorn, Cougar, Bighorn, Cubs Den, and Bear Claw. So it actually is right. I know that area pretty well. HOA, CCR, Ken Carl Ranch. You guys know who Joe Sakic is? He was like the Hall of Fame hockey player for the Colorado Avalanche. He's their general manager now, but he lives in Ken Carl Ranch. He's three Stanley Cups. 2 as a player, 1 as GM. So this activates agents, predictive seller trigger agent, geofenced. So we just geofenced Deer Creek Mesa. So you can watch for all the price cuts. You can add tenure, 15 years lot. You can come down to very specific things now. Build a micro comp set for Cubs Den. So if you're doing comps in this area, you get your connector pack builder, wholesaler finder. Most wholesalers avoid this luxury pocket. Curate direct the owner or agent listed, but soft situations. Keep daisy chains out. You got offer generator, capital symmetry. These are going to be jumbo DSCR private money lines for 2 to 3 million strikes. Outreach copy quick hit, handwritten neighborhood style. Say we're a local buyer focused on Deer Creek Mesa. We're targeting large lot homes and can offer flexible timing and clean terms. Yes. So I'll print this. I'll post this in the group too tonight, so you guys can see all this. Yes. Oh, so what about schools? Schools. Uh, So you guys go, here's the schools. It actually gives you all the schools. Bradford, it's in Jefferson County Schools. It's got Chatfield High School. So I played in Dakota Ridge. I actually played against Chatfield when I was a kid. When I was in high school, Dakota Ridge is a newer one. So it gives you the name of the schools and your top public options. You got Chatfield again, Dakota Ridge. Deer Creek Medical School is slightly out of the area, but it gives you the schools so you can start checking on them. The private schools, Denver School, it's a top school, Colorado Academy and St. Mary's Academy. So it gives you those. Here you guys go. Major employers and commercial hubs near 80127. So it gives you all those, educational services, healthcare, social assistant, gives you all the professional, scientific, everything. I hate that when it does that sometimes. Sometimes I'll just flash like that for some reason, but so yeah. So it's talking about Lockheed Martin. I just mentioned Lockheed Martin Space Systems, key aerospace employer, right there. Retail, it's got the Walmart, Costco, Amazon, everything that you guys would expect. Southwest Plaza's there, major 100 stores. I used to go there in high school and all that. Dillard's, Dick's Sporting Goods, JCPenney, Macy's. So it gives you all the schools, gives you employment hubs, commercial, talks about that more. Yes. So like I said, you guys can get very specific now. Look, I mean, you can go down to the neighborhood. So when your clients or when you're scouting things to be a good selling points to build your, what to buy, what the comps are going to be, what the neighborhood's going to be, the schools, you can do this in like literally you probably have to spend an hour on a deal with all the resources that you have. And how much time does that save you? It saves a lot more money. So here you guys go. It has the list. Here's a mailer term. It gives you the mailer template. Thinking about your next chapter in Deer Creek Mesa, and it goes, Taylor, you can do this. So you can sit there and make your campaign. It's awesome. It'll make all your deliverables. It'll give you your lead list, your mailer template, all your mailers. It'll help you the map of the visual area. Yes. Yes. Can you? I was able to do it a couple times already. Get a map. Here you guys go. I just made the map with Littleton. So trying to see the detailed math. Optional. So you may not ever need to do that, but I'm showing you guys now. You can get a map of these areas. So now you can go map it. You can be able to get like Google Earth. You can do an off ramp. You can get pictures, so you can compare them to the pictures. Maybe the wholesaler or maybe your client, if you've got a borrower, is looking at. So it has this map, Cubston Drive, pinned in blue. It has the schools, the employers. In red, it has a 1 mile overlay around Cubston Drive. Will be an orange circle. I'll post this later so you guys can see it. Built-in measure tool for quick distance checks. Yes. So we're gonna get a little bit more over the next couple of weeks. Probably by the end of September, we'll have almost everything. You guys will be rock and rolling, doing all this stuff, making maps of your areas where you're buying. Because you're gonna be in a rehab, it can tell you where the Home Depot and Lowe's and Sherwin-Williams and Benjamin Moore's are in the area. Or you get some more sophisticated places. So what do you guys think of tonight's session? Get a little bit more information. You can do a lot more stuff than what you guys probably do. It's like we're not even touching the surface. 5 years from now, we'll still be finding stuff we can do with this. Yes. Yes. So maybe a lot of stuff. I'm going to template turnkey. So you could take it up one notch and then ask it to access the Jefferson County clerk and recorder and Jefferson County assessor, and ask it to approve the Jefferson County courts. And you can sit there and then be able to go in and do all the searches on the addresses that if you find them, so you can skip trace them. We can do that another night because that, we can break it out a little bit how to do it.
Hey Nate,
Yeah.
do you know of an easy way that I can pull an active investor list?
You mean like investors, like private investors?
Mm-hmm.
That are
Last 60 days at least, you know?
it's hard to get those people because we have people that have asked for them. And I don't know exactly. I mean, there's databases we could get. I mean, I got the family offices and hedge funds. Let me ask it real quick. Can you, I'm going to put a new task. And you, no, agent, filing for. So we already got private money lenders. We got small fund managers, which we can pull. As far as individuals, I think they're going to be kind of a little hard, but it does give you some tools. Run capital symmetry agent. And I'll have another one for it. County records. Because you can find out people that are on deals that are first or second on liens. And you can sit there and you're in a specific area. If you get clients in a specific area, you might be able to find that. You might be able to use this 50, whereas you wouldn't want to do it manually, Glenn, because how much time that would take. Imagine now being able to do that. Like, can you go into Jefferson County, Colorado, and find people that have bought 10, 12, you can identify how many houses if they bought 5 properties in the last year, 5 properties in the last 2 years, 5 properties in the last, if they're buying multiple properties, that could be a good way to identify some people that are investors. Especially if you can ask for LLCs, are there LLCs or corporations that are buying large volumes of properties in those zip codes? You'd probably still have to tie it to a zip code or a county. Like I was saying, county records, self-directed IRA, REI rosters, LinkedIn, and all that. So you can do all this. I mean, you can see here it talks about 80127, but we can set this up. This is a yes, and vault it. Sure. They can set them. Their agents. So yeah, we'll put it right now in the vault. So next time you're on, ask it, and we can do a lot of stuff. You can ask it to find investors and set up an agent for it. Going to set up an agent and use agent mode. Don't you know, the way that I said it works, but agent mode works better, and you get like 30, you get like a bunch of them, you get like almost 40 agents you can deploy.
I can only access agent mode outside of the RCIC prompt agent. I can't access the agent mode any other way. So that's where I think that I'm getting hung up at
Okay,
right
let me ask
there.
this question. They, so we have yeah, has access, but
I can't get to the vault either. So, that's why I'm on two separate devices so I can mimic what
yeah,
you're doing.
has access, but it's getting hung up
Yeah.
with agent mode.
It's not there. It's not one of my options when I'm in the RCIC prompt. But if I'm just in my regular chat GPT-5, it is there.
See what it says. Agent mode on one device, but not an RSIC. Not an account issue. GPT-5 and agent mode works elsewhere. Like an RCIC environment connection issue, permissions embedding and how our RCIC is configured. Device specific factors, browser settings, cache, extensions, VPNs can block embedded GPT agent inside RSIC. I'll print this. I also got another one that Anita used this weekend that was like that onboarding thing. But I'll have this real quick. I'll just put in a PDF. Confirm RSIC access versus GPT native. But you can access RSIC, but then you can't access the agent mode.
I can only access the prompt assistant. That's all I can access. I can't access the templates. I can't access the vault. I can't access anything. So basically, I'm just now, basically, yeah. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
There's a short term. Let it run agent mode on GPT-5 directly and then paste results into RSIC until we can resolve. Yes. Also,
Thanks, Nate.
to so I'll have that printed PDF and then I'll send that to you and I'll post that for everybody else. These are important to know because I'd rather troubleshoot it now before I've got 100 people signing up and then everybody hitting me up. And then I gotta spend more time being tech support. Yes, I'll do that and I'll post these. I'll make sure I post those first, even before there's other things we're working on. I know that's important to everybody. Getting agents going and getting access to the vault are two things. And being able to, embed to your buy box, establish markets, build your toolboxes, deploy your agents, and access the vault. Those are really the important things. Everything else happens with that. Yes. And it's a learning process for me because just because I think everything's here for me, I don't I want to hear about it. That's what these sessions are really good about. We can actually try to do it live. Yes. So I'll send that to you as soon as I'm It probably takes me tonight because we're an hour, about a half an hour to process the Zoom. And after that, once it's processed, I can switch over to send it. Because like I was saying last week, I don't see how you guys are on this. So it helps to get feedback. I am setting up this week a dummy account. It'll have my name on it, but it's I'm kind of doing the same thing. I'm kind of setting it up so I can test where you guys are having problems with. Because I'd rather break it myself and fix it. Because I don't want to be, like I said, I don't want to be when we're signing up a lot of people having any tech support. Not really good at that. But yeah, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Yes, so I'll have it do that and then have it do a visual. I'm just gonna do a visual and then I'm gonna tell it I'm stopping for the night and I need to generate my yes. We are done for the night. Okay, we just generate the YouTube YT assets. So yeah, thank you for letting me know that, Glenn, because I can fix that. If anybody, like I said, if you have any issues, let me know. Anybody, if you want to do it on a live, like a Wednesday or Thursday or Monday, let me know. If you want to fix it right away too, let me know if you need it fixed. Like I said, I'm just trying to hopefully get all the little kinks worked out before we start really bringing people a lot of subscribers. Home base is going to be that way too, but home base doesn't have the vaults and all the agent, they do have agents, but it's not going to have everything that you guys have. But like I said, I had 3 people sign up this weekend for home base on Saturday, which is nice.
I actually sent the link to 2 more people that want to sign up too.
Yeah, and I talked to Effie, and then I don't know, she and her partner were kind of rushed, and then she had to leave like right when I was getting to what she was looking for, because she told me she's doing transactional lending. If you talk to her again, let her know I can set, because I can set I need an app. I tell her, but if I need to demo it, somebody wants to see it to know if they want to actually get on board. It probably takes me an hour, but if I know they're doing something specific, I'll go to like a little bit over the onboarding process and then I'll go straight into what they're doing. Because she sent me a thing that she thought it was like too much or they didn't need everything. And I'm like, you can be very specific and you just have access to add this creates total flexibility. People can go either way. You can actually expand or you can contract. Your business has needed. You don't have to, it's ridiculous what you can do with this. So here's my YouTube packages. Cool. So I'm going to stop sharing and stop recording. Yeah. So like I said, let me know